Well, hey, y'all. Hello. Welcome to Mondays in the Meditation Room with Dr. K. If it is Monday, then it's time for us to gather to have a great time. I'm so excited that you are joining me on tonight, whether you are with me live or you watching the replay. It's all good. It's all good. I'm just glad that you are here. Can I tell you that I'm so excited that I get the privilege to hang out with some amazing women. Hallelujah, right? I know I'm not in church, but that was a hallelujah moment. I just feel it in my bones. I'm just overjoyed and excited. Just, that deserves a body roll. I mean, what can I say? I'm excited. Come on in. The Enlightened Woman welcomes you to Mondays in the Meditation Room with Dr. K for Midlife Musings. Yes. Come on in. If you are watching us live, and even if you're not, come on, put something in the comments, whether you're joining us on the Facebook pages, either the Kelly B. Hayes page or the Enlightened Woman page or Enlightened Woman private Facebook group, or you are on YouTube, wherever you are. Let me know where you're watching, right? Put it in the comments. As if you are joining us, you have found your sister tribe. There's so much out there, and I'm so glad you're here in the room. You found your sister tribe in midlife. Come on, y'all, where you can find all things enlightenment and empowerment for Black women in midlife. It's not just for Black women, but we're centering Black women because sometimes our needs can be different, and we just need that place, a place where you don't have to explain yourself, that you are understood and you are welcome. Yes, where we are redefining and reimagining midlife as the best season of our life. To do what? Give birth to our best selves yet. So, welcome. So glad that you are here. You are here. Yay, I'm high fiving you, giving you kind of hug and all the good stuff. So how you doing? How has it been for you as we're somewhat in this post-pandemic season? Sometimes you're wearing your mask and sometimes you're not. Are y'all boosted and vaxxed or what? What's happening with y'all during this season? Have you gotten back to doing the things that you used to do, or what things have you let go? What things are you not doing? What things are you doing differently in this season? What have you brought with you through this season? What have you let go? What have you learned? Have you reflected on the last couple of years of your life, of the impact of the world as it continues to go around and around? Even when we feel like the world has stopped, it has not. The world keeps on going. But have you decided to step off of the hamster wheel and just breathe? Yes, I hope you do, because that's my thing too. Our meditation and breath works. Breath is your life, and your breath can be so healing, so calming, as we often need to step away from situations and just calm our spirit. It's a great thing to do first thing in the morning so your brain doesn't start feeling so chaotic and stressed and anxious all at the same time about everything you have to do throughout the day and even at night. Take a deep breath to allow your body to relax itself, to prepare it for a night of rest. Yes. So come on, put it in the chat, in the comments, talk about how you doing, what's going on with you, right? So I'm grateful that we're here to talk and to share on tonight. So, I want to take a moment. Let me get back because you saw them as you were coming on. If you came on and you saw it, I want to show this to you again. Let me take myself. So about that, I want to invite you to this exciting night. I don't know if you came to the first Minnow Lounge we had back in October to acknowledge and celebrate World Menopause Awareness and World Menopause Day. We had a ball in the Minnow Lounge for a night of joy. Well, we're doing again. I put it in my post, just like ladies, you can't just have one. So we're having another one. And so I'm excited. Oh, let me move to the side so y'all can see me. Hey, hey, we got to work this thing out. I can't lean all the way over there. Just listen to my voice, y'all. Yes, we're doing another mental lounge, a night of self love. I got to learn how to work this thing. As February is what Love Month is, Black History Month. It's the opportunity for us to love on ourselves. And can I tell you how excited I am to have Dana A. Smith, the founder and owner of Spiritual Essence Yoga and Wellness Center in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. I absolutely love Dana. I've known of Dana for years. She has come and done some yoga classes at some of our retreats. She is where I got my meditation certification from, and just so excited. She's going to lead us through some gentle yoga, some meditation on self love. And y'all know it's Love Month, right? One of the best ways we can have some fun is some chocolate therapy. So I'm looking forward to that. The space is limited, and I know we say that all the time, but it's absolutely true. We're going to be at her studio, right? And the space is not limitless. So do not wait till the last minute if you want to come to this nurturing space in the company of like-hearted, like-minded women. And let's love on ourselves, because who deserves your love more than you? So you can register at enlightenedwoman.global/self love for an investment of love, only $25. Invite your sister and your friend, someone that you know that needs to learn and gain some empowerment and some skills on how to manage what's going on in these midlife, perimenopausal, menopausal bodies. That we are going to acknowledge and honor our spirits, souls, and our bodies on that night. So I'm so excited, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Yes, yes, and yes. So you see, I have my Worthy shirt on today, part of the Enlightened Woman product line. Worthy, yes, because on tonight, for a few moments, I want to talk about the midlife worthy factor, dealing with the lies that deny your worth. Phew. But even before we get started, I want to take a minute to read something. I feel like reading Rainbow. To take a moment and read an excerpt from the book, The Enlightened Woman. If you haven't picked it up yet, go ahead and pick it up. Pick it up. Let me help you. Let me do it this way too. I love it. Love it. Pick it up. The Enlightened Woman, Inspiration and Reflections to Rediscover the Joy of Being You in Midlife and Beyond. Pick up your copy from Amazon, or you can hit me up and get it directly from me. All right, I'm going to read an excerpt from the book. It's called Sacred Sisterhood, and it's so important because that's what this space is all about. And there's a quote that I had from Alice Walker: is solace anywhere more comforting than in the arms of a sister? Whew, yes. You can't do life by yourself. It's okay to be vulnerable and ask for help. It's okay to lean on someone else in times of difficulty. The stereotypes of Black woman, rugged individualism, and the superwoman identity are myths. There's nothing super about telling yourself you don't need any help or anybody else. God didn't need help, but clearly knew that humankind did. So a woman was created. Yes, it was the best idea ever. Humans were never meant to carry the load of life alone. Maybe you think you're superhuman, but even God decided to do things in community, as in Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Jesus had numerous disciples, at one time as many as 70 and more. He was selective about his inner circle, and we should be too. There's joy in being a part of an intimate group of confidants, truth tellers, tear wipers, joke getters, secret sharers, and gut busting laugh partners to share our life and lows. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Vulnerability is a strength, and it's just plain good sense to acknowledge that we don't have all the answers. With the exception of I love you, The three most powerful words we can say are, I need help. Mm, love it, love it, love it. For more of that, go ahead and get the book. Or if you already have it, review it, go through it, do the worksheets that's in there, because it's literally a combination of book, devotion, journal, workbook, all in one. Yes, yes, and yes. So go ahead and share the good news with somebody else. So tonight, I just want to talk for a few minutes. Um, oh, oh, how can I forget, right? So y'all know I just believe in all things empowering Black women businesses and Black businesses in general, but in particular, Black women in business. And so, one of the things, so as you can see, my makeshift moment, I love to create the atmosphere when I'm here in the meditation room, meditating or just sitting quietly, doing some yoga, working out, reading, and just finding a hidden secret safe place to be. I know I love to create the atmosphere for it, right? And so last week we talked about my awesome 2023 calendar done by the sisters Rebecca and Rachel, and their new website is signed Rachel and Rebecca. They are some awesome artists, just awesome. So we talked about that last week. And so you see my candle burning, my Harlem Candle Company in Josephine. Y'all know that's my favorite, right? So that's there. And guess what? I'm not really caping for a Mattel, but the fact that they created a black yoga Barbie, y'all know I had to have it, right? So that's all there. My glasses and my little um, small singing bowl that I do sometimes to signify that this is my time to get quiet. And when I end that time to get quiet, it's just so calming. It lets it's sensory, because it lets my mind and spirit and body know that I'm getting ready to get quiet and go within, or that time is over, right? And so I absolutely love it. I also have my incense there, and next week I'll talk about the sister that I get that from. But tonight I want to talk about Zen in the Jar. I feel like it's a commercial. We are celebrating Nikki, who owns Zen in a Jar. Has just amazing scents. She does um, whipped shea butter, body butter. This one is called Asor. It has amber, sandalwood, and jasmine in it. One of the newest scents that I found recently that I really love is called Rich Auntie. Yes, yes, I think yes. I say yes, Rich Auntie. I love it. That's why I want to be the Rich Auntie, traveling abroad, driving whatever, wearing what I want to wear, blessing people. Amen. Just dropping help and paying somebody's tuition. That's what I want to do. That's why I want to be the rich auntie. Amen. But this one is also, I absolutely love it. It's great. She has body oil, soaps, and she just expanded her line to beautiful robes and throws. So check her out. Zen in a Jar. All right. That's our Black woman business highlight for tonight. All right, so we're talking for a few minutes about the midlife worthy factor, dealing with the lies that deny your worth. That thing is so powerful for me. Hey, Vanessa. Hey, how y'all doing? Look, that thing is so powerful for me because I tell you that even in midlife, whether you are 35, 45, 55, almost 60, right? I'm in that circle on my way to 61. So I'm talking about midlife and beyond, right? Did you realize that you can get that far and not have a healthy self-perception of who you are and what your worth is? And not have come into the realization that your worth is not in other people's perception of you, it's not in your titles, is not really in your monies or the things that you wear, right? Yes, your jobs, the people you know, because those things can change in a moment, in an instant. Just like for me, years and years ago, we were trying to build our lives and had a fire and lost everything, ended up staying in the hotel because the Red Cross had to put us out and we were essentially homeless. Can I tell you that thing humbles you when you realize that your wealth, your worth is not in the things you have, because it can disappear in a moment. Wow. So when you get to midlife and you are ready to walk through this rite of passage and come into a greater sense of yourself, many of us, I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to myself, many of us reflect back on our lives and we're trying to figure out, why am I bumping into walls? Why am I going in circles? Why am I going in cycles? Why do I only get but so far and then self sabotage? Why do I keep picking the same people to be in my intimate circle and end up broken and frustrated and disappointed? Why am I doing that? And sometimes the answer is hard, but it's clear. And sometimes it's so subconscious that we don't even know it. And sometimes that is great, for why we need a good sister circle friend, or you need a relationship with your creator, so that when you seek God, when you get to the end of yourself, when you can't take it anymore, you seek God for some answers as to why you keep seem to be repeating the same behavior. Man, can I tell you, 9 times out of 10, it's not about how somebody else sees you, it's about how you see yourself. Oh, and let me tell you, when I started this journey to transformation, as I walked through this rite of passage, one of the things that I realized, I look back over my journals, my prayer journals. I had prayer journals, I had gratitude journals, I had just journals. I just had things that I wrote down about. And can I tell you, there was some of the same issues I was still praying for or declaring over my life over almost a 10-year span of time. Y'all, I just gotta breathe. Because we often don't realize how much time goes by in our lives. And when we finally pull our heads up and we finally get to the place that we are reflecting seriously, because we really need a transformation or a change in our lives, to find out where you really are in that. If you keep journals, look at them, or even talk to your friends and say, what are the main things that I keep talking to you about, or keep complaining about, or stressed about, or bring up over and over again? And they will tell you, and you will find that you may have been in a cycle or circle of self sabotage, and that the root of it, whew, is your own self perception. That the things that you really desire, you can't seem to get. It's like that carrot in front of you that you're constantly chasing. You can't seem to put your hand on it. It might be that you may be dealing with subconscious lies that's govern your behavior and your decisions, that makes you feel like you're not worthy of it. So when you get close, or when opportunities come, or you may step out there and then step back, it just may be that you are dealing with lies that deny your worth, that there may be something that tells you that you don't really deserve it and you're not worthy of it. Man, today we're coming after those lies, right? We're dealing with those lies that deny your worth. And you would think that I would not have to be talking about this in midlife, but can I tell you, sometimes it's not until you hit your 40s or your 50s that you realize that this is what's been happening and you are so ready. And here's the thing, you're not ready till you're ready. So don't even beat yourself up from this point on. The revelation can come years before the breakthrough does. And here's the best part about that: none of that takes God by surprise. God still wants to use you. And the truth of the matter is, even when you don't have that revelation and you're not walking fully in your freedom, God can still use you. It's just you and yourself, what you feel about yourself and your own sense of worth and freedom that allows you to operate from a sense and a place of confidence where you're not trying to prove yourself, prove your worth, get affirmation and confirmation from other people in order for you to feel good about yourself. Mm. Woo! The midlife worthy factor is real, y'all. So don't even think that everybody you see in lights and are famous and they're doing things that you want to do. Don't think that they are completely over whatever they're struggling with, or they're completely confident and whole and healed. At some level, we'll all still be growing, right? But there's some shift that takes place in midlife. There is this invisible barrier that you cross in your spirit. Your body already knows it. Your mind already knows it. So as your body and mind begins to make the transition, our spirit has to say yes to it and go ahead and cross that invisible barrier, because it's already showing, right? You can be irritable, you're angry, you're moody, your fuse is short, you don't want to put up with a whole lot. Yeah, we all get there. But we don't want to stay there. We want to use this time to reflect, to go in, and to heal. Yes, 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 y'all. I'm so, ooh, y'all, can I tell you, I feel this in my shana now, because been there, done that. Can I tell you, when I came through that transition, not that I have it all together and it's all perfect, but it's better, and I feel better about myself. That's why I ended up doing this line, this worthy line, as a part of my product line, because it is so imperative that when you are in midlife and you are ready to change and surrender to this change, surrender to this place, this level of greater awareness and acceptance of yourself, and realizing that you are enough and you're worthy of all the good and abundance that God has for you. You're worthy of love, and not a compromised love. Mm, Not somebody tolerating you kind of love and experience in circles. No, where you are celebrated and honored for who God says you are. There is just, you cross that barrier and you're like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And sometimes it comes with a loss. Sometimes there are different relationships that you either have to renegotiate the terms of those relationships, or you might have to let them go if they try to keep you or maintain the lie that denies your worth, right? Whew, I love it. Oppressors aren't going to just stop oppressing you. You have to realize that you're oppressed and say, this is not how I want to live. Ah, woo. All right, y'all. So, how do you know it, right? We just said it's that negative self talk, it's those cycles and circles. You under or overachieve. There's so many ways, that whole self sabotage, that you get to a certain place and then you do something, or you just stop doing it, or you don't feel the energy to move forward and do what it takes to fully optimize and walk in that self actualization of who you are. And hear me, this is not about doing, right? This is not about that hustle and grind, go out there, do a new business, have 3 jobs. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a way of being that is in a well being, right? So you have to stop and say, what lies have I believed that has subconsciously began to affect the decisions that I make, the behaviors that I make? Where did it come from? And sometimes, when I say that whole 10-year span where I was constantly believing for the same thing, needing the same deliverance, needing to grow from the same kind of things, it's because I didn't have the revelation of where those thoughts came from. What was driving it? What was it really that was making me think that I couldn't handle having money or handle money or know what to do with money or speak up and use my voice and not feel or be abandoned or rejected. All of those things I had believed a lie, that I wasn't worthy of attention. So you might have to look back into your family of origin. What was your relationship with your mother or your father? Was it genuine and self, a way that fed your self-esteem and your confidence, or did it steal it? Did it suck it out? Were you having to perform for your parents' love and attention? Was there sibling rivalry? Was there somebody in your family that was close to you that said you were the unattractive one, or you were the big one, or you were too skinny, or you too quiet, or you look like Uncle so and so, or you're no good daddy, whatever? All any of those things, or a teacher that tried to hold you back and say, "Oh, you're not smart enough for this," or "You can't handle that," or "Why don't we let so and so do something or do this or do that?" You have no idea the impact of those words on you, right? Or it could be experiences where you felt left out, or nobody acknowledged you, or nobody made you feel welcome, and you felt like you were left out, or you didn't belong, right? Or that it was something not just wrong with the situation, or but that you were wrong. All of those things that can combine or impact your heart and make you believe that you're not worthy. Other people's behavior and words can have seeped into your psyche, and you took the onus, you took the blame, or maybe you had someone abuse you, or a father or a mother, or someone close to your family, right? Or they weren't there for you and you needed them, or the absentee father who you may have not known, or who was there but was emotionally withdrawn. Any of those kind of things made you think that you were responsible for their behavior and the way they treated you, that it must be something you did, that you weren't worthy for them to stay, or you weren't worthy for them to care for you or cover you or protect you. You weren't worthy of their time and attention. And that stuff can get in you, and you can achieve, you can get stuff, you can do stuff, you can get married, you can have children, you can run businesses, you can have a C-suite office, you can do all of that, but there's something on the inside that won't let you fully be at peace. It takes time to process and heal, and you have to give yourself time to do it. And guess what? Sometimes it's even outside of you. It could be those micro and macro racism, aggression, sexism. It could be any of those things where in your work environment, people are always trying to tell you your work is not up to par when you know it's excellent. Or people are always trying to um, come in and take credit for the work you've done, right? Or create on the job subterfuge, always looking for a way to undermine you, undermine your intelligence, make you question yourself and your worth. And we get to midlife and we say no more. So deal with the lies that make you deny your worth. Right? Deal with anything that somebody said to you, even in passing, even if they thought they were helping you. That's too much for you. You don't need to go for that. Or that's enough. Or you ought to just be happy with what you have. Or you should be grateful that they love you or they want to marry you. Whatever it is that makes you small, or makes you hide, or makes you condense your greatness or your light. Somebody that tells you you're too much, you're too loud, you're too this, right? And so we contort and shrink ourselves to fit into a box that does not give us enough room to be, to breathe. Hmm. Woo. Just take a deep breath, because that's a lot, but it's worth it. and we can handle it. We can face those painful things. We can face them and come out on the other side, because sometimes we don't deal with it because we don't think we're going to make it through. We don't think our heart can take it. We don't think we're going to survive it, but you will, and you can. I'm a witness. Can I tell you, you can make it. It is worth facing it, so that you can come out on the other side knowing that your worth is inherent in the breath that you take, that God decided to bring you in the earth, regardless of the circumstances of that birth. You have worth. You are worthy. Whew. Just want to breathe on that one, y'all. Yes, yes. How y'all doing? Talk back to a sister. Let her know what you are hearing, what you are sensing, what you are feeling. And even if this doesn't apply to you, there's a sister in your circle that you can embrace and encourage and empower by watching the words that you speak. If you know they're struggling, don't judge, don't criticize, don't make them feel even worse or make them struggle more. Give them a listening ear. Be kind and compassionate with them. Become kind and compassionate with yourself, right? Know that you are worthy because you're here. Deal with the pain, um, so that that pain doesn't deal with you, because it will. Because sometimes we are dealing with menopausal symptoms, but sometimes it's crushed dreams and disappointment and frustration. Sometimes it's things that we've held on to, the words that we should have spoken that we didn't, the times that we should have spoken up for ourselves and we didn't, the times that we allow people to treat us less. Sometimes years in relationships where there was verbal abuse, financial abuse, all of the above. And when that stuff begins to settle in your cells, it creates dis-ease. Wow, our body registers it, and we look for ways to anesthetize it or comfort ourselves that can exacerbate our pain and our frustration. So be mindful. It's okay to take time to heal. It's okay to take time to reflect about your life and what you want to see happen in your life and with your life. And the reason why today I chose to read an excerpt from the book about sisterhood is trust your sisters. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Because what's the point in having a sisterhood or friends and you can't be yourself? I know we often talk about naked and not ashamed as it relates to married couples, but that's the case for friends that you allow in your space to help you heal, to help you get through, to support you, to celebrate with you, to honor you, to tell you the truth, right? And not from their place of pain, but from a divine sense of what you may need to hear, and then allow us to be open, because sometimes we're not always open, so we need to be honest about that. But then we might have to come back around and then say, hey, remember that time you told me I that. Yeah, you're right. Mm-mm. Because when you get to this stage of midlife and beyond, because they talk about midlife anywhere from 45 to 60, 45 to 65, right? And really even 35, because many women begin to register in their body as perimenopause. And the truth of the matter is, menopause happens one day. You go from perimenopause to menopause the day that you have been without a cycle for a year. Boom, you're in it. So even if you're already menopausal and your body is going through those changes, know that we can surrender to it and find ways to mitigate it, by acknowledging that we're worthy of this transition, because if God didn't intend for us to go through it, we wouldn't. So it's a spiritual, divine rite of passage. And when you go through it, each season we go in our lives, we should be coming more and more of our authentic selves. And so when we are becoming more authentic, the more authentic we are to our true selves, the more we walk in the confidence of our worthiness. And remember, it's not determined by things outside of us, but by our own self perception that comes through our relationship with our Creator that reminds us of our inherent worth because we are in the earth, and that we invite those things in our circle, in our space, that we give our energy to, that will feed us and allow us to maintain our peace. And we give ourselves permission to step away from, distance ourselves, create boundaries from those things that will prevent our peace from being the plumb line and the standard of our existence. And power. Embrace your power. Walk in it. Walk in it. Woo! Yes, that's right, Sister Bex. We have to believe. So we're talking about our own self perception. Your worthiness comes from how you see yourself. And here's the thing, sometimes how we see ourselves get in the way. So we have to learn how to see ourselves through God's eyes until we learn how to see ourselves the same way. Woo! Love it. Come on, y'all. Just take a deep breath with me and release it. Take another deep breath in and release it. Your walk is not my walk. My walk is not your walk. Your walk is not your sister's walk or your friend's walk, your mother's walk, your grandmother's walk, but it is yours. So when we put our hands over our hearts and say, I am worthy, whatever follows that is based on your unique place in the earth. Whatever you need to feel that you're worthy of, speak it in the atmosphere and speak it to yourself and say, I am worthy, period. Or you might want to say, I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of peace. I'm worthy of the grace that I allow myself. I am worthy of the compassion that I give to myself. I'm worthy of joy. I'm worthy of laughter. I'm worthy of healthy relationships. I'm worthy to advance the cause of those things that I'm passionate about. I have something to offer. Yeah. And you don't have to perform it for it or work for it. It just is. And those who get it and get you will know. Yay! Oh my goodness, that's our time. Time goes by so fast, doesn't it? Woo! Goes by so fast. Don't forget, if you are just joining or if you didn't hear from the beginning, go ahead and get the Enlightened Woman Inspiration and Reflections to rediscover the joy of being you in midlife and beyond. Go ahead and go to enlightenedwoman.global/self-love and register for our night of self-love as we gather at Spiritual Essence Yoga and Wellness Center for a night of gentle movement, getting grounded in our bodies, honoring our bodies, learning some skills on how to mitigate all of those things that is happening with us in perimenopause or those menopausal symptoms, those hot flashes, those cognitive, in other words, memory losses, those brain farts, whatever you want to call them, the thinning hair, the drying skin, the lower libidos, right? The moodiness, the mood swings because our hormones are plummeting, all of those things. Some people say they have scratchy skin, they deal with insomnia. All of those things are temporary, but we can develop skills. And I believe in meditation and breath work and moving our bodies. With a little bit of chocolate can help. So go ahead and register enlightenedwoman.global/self-love and join us in the Minnow Lounge for a night of self-love. Bring a sister with you. Hey, yeah, love it, love it. Thank y'all for stopping by. leave some love in the comment section. Yes. And let's make this the absolute most sacred and best season of
Connected to
our
Kelly Butler
lives. So we
2020
are
and iPhone
redefining and
6A.
reimagining what midlife is, y'all. So thank you for joining me in the room. Take the time, all the time you need to rediscover the joy of being you. Y'all, have a good night. Blessings. See you next week.